My name is Nick Garrity. I am the CEO of IGI Lebuan branch. This presentation is aimed at any insurer or intermediary targeting commercial clients and affinity groups which are looking for ideas for how to differentiate and grow their portfolio. In the UK, Europe, North America and Australia, legal expenses insurance is an established offering to commercial insurance clients, SMEs and affinity groups. The global premium income for this class is estimated at approximately $8 billion. However, this product has not yet gained any traction in Asia. With the economic pressures created by the pandemic in 2020, we think that commercial insurance buyers will now more than ever before be looking at the value they derive from their insurance coverage. We think that legal expenses insurance can enhance the value proposition of commercial insurers and provide a valuable benefit to these customers. In addition to the information provided in this presentation, you will be able to find further details, including examples of actual claims, in our legal expenses insurance brochure. With the high cost of retaining a lawyer, businesses, particularly SMEs, are often put in the position where they have to choose between jeopardizing their financial position by incurring legal expenses from working capital, reserves or even debt, or alternatively risking financial difficulty, even bankruptcy and closure as a result of not being able to afford proper legal representation. Legal expenses insurance provides the policyholder access to justice at a reasonable level of premium and the benefits of having access to a telephone legal advice service and legal representation. Many clients, notably SMEs, do not typically have the in-house legal services available to them that larger corporations have. Legal expenses insurance can protect a policyholder's financial stability and provide them with peace of mind by providing access to and payment of the reasonable legal fees of a lawyer who specializes in corporate professional legal issues that affect day-to-day business activities. Legal expenses insurance provides indemnity to a policyholder for the legal fees and expenses incurred by a lawyer in the handling and representation of a case in certain types of legal actions. These legal fees and expenses will include all reasonable disbursements incurred by the lawyer, such as expert witness fees, court costs, and in the case of an unsuccessful legal action, the adverse costs awarded against the policyholder. Events that are insured are fortuitous events that are not anticipated at the time the policy was taken out. Such events can include contract disputes, employment disputes, property disputes, tax investigations, statutory license issues, criminal prosecutions, breaches of data protection laws, and personal injury claims. These matters are not generally covered by other types of general insurance products, such as professional indemnity, directors and officers, or general and employers' liability policies. Some of the main benefits, conditions, and exclusions of a legal expenses policy include cover for legal fees and expenses on a variety of legal actions that affect the day-to-day business activity of a policyholder. Pursuit and defence cover is provided under certain sections of the legal expenses insurance policy. A telephone legal advice service is included, and the calls to a lawyer for this service are included within the cost of the insurance premium. Written consent from the insurer prior to incurring the legal fees and expenses is required. There is a reasonable prospects of success condition for all claims under the legal expenses insurance policy, so that policyholders are required to have a reasonable chance of being successful in the legal action. Insurers do take a reasonable and fair-minded approach to this condition, and the general guide is as long as a policyholder has a better than 51% chance of success, cover is provided under the policy. The policyholder has a choice of lawyer from an approved list of lawyers with the required expertise and knowledge relating to the subject matter and familiarity with the terms and conditions of the policy. This ensures that policyholders are afforded good professional service at all times for the duration of the claim. All legal fees and expenses are paid directly to the lawyer for and on behalf of the policyholder by the insurer, so the policyholder is not out of pocket. The policy term is of a 12-month duration on a claims-made basis. All pre-existing conditions or circumstances are excluded under the policy. The policy excludes all legal actions against brokers and insurance companies. A significant and valuable component of any legal expenses insurance policy is access to the telephone legal advice service. This service is provided at no extra cost to the policyholder and is included within the insurance premium. Policyholders can speak directly with a lawyer for immediate telephone advice and assistance in respect of any matter affecting their business or professional activities, whether or not it is related to a specific type of claim covered under the policy. The telephone calls are unlimited in number and duration, and all calls are confidential between the policyholder and the lawyer. The lawyers are able to provide telephone advice on any civil or common law legal dispute affecting or of concern to the policyholder. Their experience, coupled with their different areas of expertise, allow them to properly evaluate the legal issues, explain them in terms that are easy to comprehend, and advise the policyholder how best to proceed to resolve matters. This feature of the policy is an excellent risk management tool, which protects not only the policyholder but also the insurer. If advice is sought at an early stage, it can often prevent a matter escalating, resulting in a potential legal action. No excess applies to the use of the telephone legal advice service, and the use of the service does not erode or affect the indemnity limits under the policy. The service is available during normal business hours, typically 9 a.m. to 5 p.m, but after normal business hours, weekends and public holidays, a message service will enable a callback by the lawyer on the next business day to be arranged. Primarily, legal expenses insurance products are best distributed as an add-on to another insurance product, such as a general liability or commercial combined package. As an additional section to the other general commercial policy with a modest additional premium, it will greatly enhance the overall product offering to the policyholder by providing beneficial cover and the ancillary telephone legal advice service. An ideal distribution method is to include the coverage as a separate section within a general insurer's combined package on an automatic mandatory basis. If this is not possible or viable, then the cover could be offered as an optional add-on section with the general commercial insurer's combined package. It is best not sold as a standalone policy, as experience has shown that it is a class of business that suffers from adverse selection, and as such, sold on this basis will mean premiums are considerably higher and policy take-up will be quite low in comparison to the add-on method of distribution. Another method of distributing legal expenses insurance is through affinity groups. Affinity groups are varied in scope and cover a variety of business, professional, social and pleasure activities, ranging from trade unions, chambers of commerce, professional bodies, sporting associations and clubs. The opportunities to sell legal expenses insurance are numerous. Legal expenses insurance, together with the telephone legal advice service, can be included within the affinity group's membership as a valued benefit of membership, either on a mandatory basis or as an optional extra benefit. IGI welcomes the opportunity to work with brokers, insurers, cover holders and underwriting agents to develop and distribute this new, innovative product in Asia. The following sections of cover can be provided in full, or depending on specific budgetary requirements can be tailored, and sections of cover can be reduced accordingly. Legal expenses insurance is very flexible as a product and can be as wide or as narrow as both price and needs dictate. While the sections of cover stated below are the general standard insuring clauses, it's quite possible to design bespoke sections of cover for a particular client, particularly for affinity groups. Cover is provided to the policyholder for all legal expenses incurred by the lawyer, including disbursements and any exposure to adverse costs awarded against the policyholder should they lose the legal action. The policies in respect of claims notified during the period of insurance arising out of the business activity of the policyholder and relating to the following sections of cover: the pursuit or defence of contractual disputes relating to the sale, purchase, lease or rental of goods or the provision of services; pursuit or defence of disputes relating to the freehold or leasehold of the policyholder's property or business premises, including damage by a third party to that property; defence of a tax investigation arising out of any tax return submitted by the policyholder to the local tax authority as required by tax legislation; the defence of any dispute with an employee, such as breach of their employment contract, unfair dismissal, or discrimination; defence of criminal or statutory proceedings, for example breaches of health and safety legislation; an appeal against a licensing authority in respect of the suspension, amendment or revocation of the policyholder's licence or licences to carry out their business activity; the defence of any breaches by the policyholder of data protection or privacy legislation relating to the loss, misuse or breach of security of data and information held by the policyholder; pursuit of claims for compensation relating to death or bodily injury sustained by an employee of the policyholder while away from the business premises but while engaged in the policyholder's business activities. Limits of indemnity can be negotiated on a case-by-case basis, but typically the following standard limits are provided: the local currency equivalent of $50,000 any one claim, or $250,000 in the aggregate. The main exclusions of a legal expenses policy are shown in our product literature. A standard excess under the policy is usually the local currency equivalent of $500 for any one claim, but higher excesses can be negotiated, which will reduce the level of premium as appropriate. Premiums are usually based on a company's turnover. As IGI is looking to provide legal expenses insurance by distributing the product as an add-on section to a general insurance package, either as a mandatory section or an add-on option, the level of premium per policy will be determined by the following factors: the method of selling, e.g. mandatory or optional add-on; the volume of general commercial insurance clients that the legal expenses insurance will be provided to; the business profile of the general commercial clients in terms of activities within the portfolio; size of companies within the portfolio in terms of revenue; the sections of cover to be provided. IGI will work closely with our distribution partners to tailor the cover so that it's both appropriate for the needs of the target customers and the pricing is both attractive and within the context of the overall general insurance package. Claims will be handled and administered by an approved IGI third-party administrator. This will be under a delegated claims authority agreement. IGI will work closely with the TPA and be kept fully informed of all claims activity, including the acceptance, settling and outstanding reserves maintained on each claim notified. This information will be made available and shared with our distribution partners, be they general commercial insurers, brokers, cover holders or underwriting agents. IGI is an international specialist commercial insurer and reinsurer underwriting a diverse portfolio of specialty lines. IGI is listed on the Nasdaq exchange and is rated A stable by AM Best and A- stable by S&P. If you would like to find out more about legal expenses insurance or any other class of insurance we offer, we would be delighted to talk to you. Thank you very much for sparing the time to watch this presentation.